Hello, love. Welcome to Soul Support Sundays here on the Libran Key. These are messages of soul support for the highest and the greatest good of the Elsh Collective, empaths, light workers, starseeds, and healers, awakened and awakening souls. Know that if this video has found you or you have found it, that there is something here for you. That is always the intention that I put into these messages. If you are returning here and a part of this family, thank you so much for being here with each other on this journey through this incarnation here on Mama Gaia. Okay, we're going to get right into it. This is going to be a bit of more energetic update / support. Remember that these messages are always timely yet timeless. So please take what applies to you. Take what resonates for you. Leave what does not. Always engaging of your own free will in these messages and knowing that you are essentially the one that chooses. I don't even know why this is coming through right now, but we're gonna go for it. really wanting to emphasize here personal responsibility. Okay, I'm feeling that maybe some of us really need to hear that right now. There's something here all of a sudden that wants to come out of the blue about victimhood mentality, victimhood consciousness. Commander Ashtar wanted to come through for this. He's already here for this reading, but he really wants to speak to this right now. I am working with the energies of Kyanite here. He wants me to bring that in, just this little piece of Kyanite. This is something that, with all of the upkick in light codes, solar flares, Schumann resonance, Mama Gaia's ascension, our connection to her, our ascension along with her. There's a lot of purging that's going on, of course, because of that. When we obviously are taking in higher frequencies, more light into this 3D plane, more light is being shed on the shadows, right? On the old patterns, the indoctrination, the ways that we have been programmed, and especially how these things are also truly false programming, like false limiting beliefs when it comes to the true nature of the universe, of our energy, and what we are able to create as master creators in this life. Commander Ashtar just wants to bring that through right before we even get into this message, which is totally, completely in a different direction. But I feel like there's something, he's saying that there's something in this with regard to energetically what might be going on right now with some of us. Specifically with regard to having to reprogram victimhood consciousness, and I'm also hearing lack mentality. He's showing me that this reprogramming is happening at a soul level, and for some of us, this is something connected to a past life or parallel incarnation, depending on how you understand time and wish to engage in understanding time. That's how he's showing it to me. He keeps on showing me a Merkaba. I keep on seeing a Merkaba with Commander Ashtar. I understand that the Merkaba is also very much connected to Archangel Metatron. There's a lot of that, he's referencing here spiritual awakenings. So, and essentially, like I'm hearing enlightenment, illumination, the more things that are being shed light upon, okay? And also wanting, he's going to segue now into one of the things that he did want to speak to here, really wanting us to be able to differentiate between the EMFs that are because electromagnetic frequencies, okay, he's giving me the example here of organic light and artificial light. And he wants us to understand that EMFs and how we understand electromagnetic frequencies are on a scale, they're on a spectrum, okay? He's showing me now like a spectrum of like how we understand even light, okay? Now, the thing is, we're dealing with a lot of inorganic artificial EMFs, some of them specifically being like, I don't know, the best way that I can describe it is like spewed out everywhere we go, that can be very disruptive to our bodies, to our, you know, our own energetic fields. But then there's also the organic kinds, right? Like he's showing me more when we think about, for example, solar flares and kinds that come from natural organic sources, okay? And the thing is, if you're already I really want to emphasize this here, because we can't be, oh, this is connected to the victimhood mentality. This is what he wants to bring in. Okay. This is why he keeps on showing me the Merkaba. Okay. So this is with regard to us being able to, when we're building up our energy fields, when we're building up our energetic fields, our auric field, like all the different levels of our being, right? It's really important to understand that with intention, with setting intention, and I know Amanda Ellis speaks about this with regard to the Merkaba, her guides being, one of her guides being Archangel, her main guide being Archangel Metatron, who speaks about the Merkaba and placing the Merkaba over you in terms of as a way to protect yourself. And I know that this somehow connects with EMFs and all the things that are going on around us, right? That are artificial, that are not essentially what he's showing me is that, oh man, it kind of feels all over the place. Please, I understand if this is kind of, I will piece this all together at the end, I promise. It's just like so much comes in all at once. He's showing me the importance of intention when it comes to our own energy field and building it up, building up a shield, building up a filter around our own energy field. Even he's showing me a filter of transmutation. He's showing me the violet ray, the purple ray. Okay, I'm seeing more violet, but purple is part of that true transmutation, that energy of transmutation, setting that energy up in our energetic field where we are actually transmuting these frequencies. Also, really wanting to point out here that as souls and beings having an experience in this human body, right? As human beings, I cannot emphasize that enough. As Mama Gaia's children, as earthlings, even though we are also starseeds or light workers or empaths, healers, right? You know, I should say really starseeds. They're in contrast to that, but what I want to tie in here is that if you are an empath, a light worker, a starseed, a healer, and someone who is awakening to your own sensitivities energetically, we are capable of transmuting these energies into something, believe it or not, that's nourishing. And we also need more access to natural forms of energy versus artificial. So for example, artificial light versus natural light, right? And understanding that even within that, there is a balance that needs to be addressed, okay? If you know, expose yourself or have the intention, really, is what I'm feeling here. He's showing me star bathing even. If you have the, like, putting forward that intention, and if it is available to you as much as you possibly can find it, because he's saying, like, no matter what, you're like, you find a way to find this, right? Even if it's something really little, okay? It's incredibly important to be able to expose ourselves, to be around natural forms of energy. Candlelight, crystals, out in nature with Mama Gaia, right? Around water, and that's going to be the second part of the thing I'm going to get into here. Natural light. Even on days when it is cloudy out, foggy out, wherever you are, if there's a break even in this, in the sun shining through, and it's 5 minutes out of your day, right? And that's the thing, you don't even, what he's showing me is like even just being outside, or making a point of not turning on all your lights inside, even on days when it's cloudy, you know? So that's part of what he wants to bring through here. The victimhood mentality aspect of it is thinking that we are, especially as empaths, I find that this is a thing, right? Where we're constantly, you know, when you think like, you know, the analogy that's always used with empaths being a sponge, right? Soaking up so many energies, being very sensitive to energies. And we are, of course we are, right? But where it turns into, it's about recognizing that that is actually, first and foremost, a strength and a power that you can harness. And so much of this has to do with alchemy, with transmutation, how you're taking in these energies. And also he's showing me healthy boundaries as well, and making certain necessary changes in order for you to be healthy and functioning and easily be able to transmute these things. And it takes practice, it does, but it's almost like he's showing me we're wired to be that way. We're actually, it's inherently within the empath imprint, like I'm hearing blueprint, signature. Okay. He wants to speak to that briefly also. And that is in and of itself, I'm just going to close that out for a second here. That is in and of itself a transmutation of victimhood consciousness, or victimhood mentality, or victim mentality. Okay. All right. That could be a whole other topic for discussion in a whole other video. I'm going to make a note of that because I feel like maybe that's something that needs to be addressed in the future. But there's more there's more that they want to get through today. And when I say they, I'm speaking to Commander Ashtar, the Venusians, the energies of the Venusians coming through, and the whale and orca elders who want to speak to water. They're showing me the seagull. The seagull is okay, connected to divine feminine energy, and also connected to the Fae realm. I feel like some of you us need to hear that. Okay. They really want to speak to, there's something, and of course the water. So I'm getting, when I get the Fae, I'm also getting elementals here, water elementals coming through as well. This is about tending to our energy fields. I'm just reading off of my notes here because if I don't, I'm probably going to get totally lost with this water energy. This is about tending to our own energy. They're showing me, and in the meditation they showed this to me, a prism. It looked like a pyramid of glass, but it was actually like water glass, if that makes any sense. Like the surface of it looked like it was rippling. It looked like water. And I was shown how this was an energy of, usually prisms can be very energetically protective. They can be shields of protection. They can be a reference to our own energetic shields and conducting our energy appropriately. And when I say appropriately here, I mean in a balanced, integrated way. They're showing me this though as a way of tempering these artificial EMFs, especially. They have come through for this months ago. I would even say like maybe a year ago, with regard to water helping to integrate solar flares. We touched upon that in the Feeling Fridays video, and I will link that here because if you haven't seen that yet, they do speak to this. And of course, you know, if you're here for Soul Support Sundays, there's probably a good chance that you're an empath here too, part of the Elsh Collective. I mean, it goes without saying. So check that reading out as well, because there was an energetic update that came through with regard to that water energy and the water element coming through for that reading as well. So some of that may apply, okay? tempering our energies with water physically and being around water physically, okay? Also, water being consciousness, speaking to the water. I cannot emphasize this enough. Like when you're in the shower, speak to the water. That may sound crazy to some of you. It's not crazy to me. Try it if it resonates with you of your own free will. Speaking to the water, thanking the water, asking the water to assist you in integrating these light codes, affirming into the water while you take a shower. This could be a bath too. This could be when you're washing your hands and your face, or your feet for that matter. They're showing me feet now too. Feet is interesting because they're connected to Pisces. So maybe that is connected also to this season and something with water, but they're also showing me negative ions with feet, and they're showing me grounding with the feet as well. Now, currently, where I am, it's pretty flippin' cold. Up until recently, like we had snow on the ground, but even now, like they're even directing me to go out and do this now. That it's like, hey, Eleni, did you remember? It's like you weren't. Anyway, that's just a little personal side note that they're bringing up. Okay, so yes, water. Okay, negative ions, being close to bodies of water if that's available to you, of course. Okay, but they're even showing me fountains, like in a park, if you live somewhere that's more urban. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next thing. That's what they're like, let's go. Okay, now I don't know what to make of this, but they also showed me the word alliance. And then I saw that symbol for alliance, I think it's films. And specifically, they were showing me how that symbol looks kind of like a mountain. I don't know if this actually has anything to do with the Alliance films, but that's what I saw. And then there was like this purplish sort of background, violet background that again is a nod to this transmutation energy, but especially in this respect, what I heard is who is truly in alliance with you, your tribe allied with you, and discernment. So it's almost like, it's interesting because the violet energy was like coming through, you know, that color is, that ray is associated with the crown, but also to a certain degree, purples and indigos with the third eye. Both of those are coming through here, okay? Having discernment with who is aligned to you and intending to your own energy and making that a priority. All of this comes together because when you're tending to your energy, it's like energetic hygiene, right? When you're tending to your energy, then you are also able to be more centered. And by being more centered, you are more naturally in alignment with your true self, your intuition, and thus guided to be discerning. So with this alliance coming up, this is really interesting because I'm getting even some hermit energy coming through with regard to this, and the mountain, and the image of the mountain. So some of us right now may be feeling a little isolated, but that's part of the process is what they were sharing me. The whale and orc elders are specifically speaking to this right now. This is part of the process because there's almost like an energy of purification going on in us being on our own and isolated. So I am going to also bring in this pink Himalayan salt. This is connected to the water energy as well, just salt-wise. I realize that these, you know, but what I get with a lot of this pink Himalayan salt, even though we know that this is found like, there's just, you know, it comes from the earth. What I'm getting though is that it's, every time I feel this, like I connect to water. Just like I get condensation because of the way that this salt interacts with the atmosphere. And they're really showing me that in terms of the alchemy and the purification. They're showing me how purification is a form of alchemy, essentially. So that's why I'm going to bring that in, right? And anything you're doing with salts. Another thing they're showing me is salt baths. So taking even pink Himalayan salt, Dead Sea salts, right? Which is hilarious. They're laughing at the name Dead Sea. I'm not going to get into that, but anyway. Okay. And then also the selenite, okay? Bringing in the selenite as well for these energies of purification. These are also energies. When we purify our energetic field, we also, by way of doing that, amp up our frequency. So I'm bringing those all in with the kyanite as well to really emphasize that and bring in. Okay, I'm going to be asking through the Prism Oracle, the Healing Waters Oracle, okay, and Pamela's mini deck, okay. Just for messages of soul support around all of these topics. They really want me to focus on this whole, abundance as I cut the deck, okay. And I was looking at allied with you, allies, right? Who is truly in alliance with you, okay? There is an abundance. I feel like some of us really need to hear this right now, because when we're feeling isolated, we feel alone. And that is a form. It's funny. He's showing me that sometimes, now it depends on how you're connecting to the energy of being alone here. That can be a form that can take the form of something very much in alignment with victimhood consciousness, feeling like there's no one to talk to, feeling like you're all alone in this, all right? Now, don't get me wrong, there are times where we need to be alone and in isolation and can find much abundance and richness in that. I'm speaking specifically here to the feeling of, okay, they're giving me the word lost, feeling lost and alone. But there is an abundance. There is an abundance of souls, energy, people that are our tribe, that are connected to us. And having an abundance mindset is also a big part of this. This is where we're affirming things differently than we were before. And this is where they're bringing the water in again, like when you're actually taking a shower and putting affirmations into the water as you take a shower, speaking to yourself. Also, they're showing me allowing your higher self to speak through you, to give you specific affirmations to you that's very powerful. Creating your own affirmations, like we can get a lot of affirmations that are really good, like from different books, different sources online. You know, Louise Hay is a really great example of this. Her affirmations are beautiful and they're a great place to start. But when you can get to the point where you're actually creating your own, in your own words, with that resonance behind them, right? It's very, very powerful. Okay. And Ghost, as I cut the deck again, that is another nod to this victimhood mentality, feeling like literally you're not being seen, that you are like a ghost. Although some ghosts like to be seen, but that's how it's coming through for this message, okay? They're giving me Casper. Is that something specific to some of you? Casper the friendly ghost. They're showing me that that's another way to look. Okay, this is how we can flip something that normally we would think of as bad or scary, like victimhood consciousness, like lack mentality, and flip it into something good, like Casper the friendly ghost. Also, they're saying, how can we be nicer to each other and ourselves specifically when I say that? Okay. Magic. This is the transmutation energy that they were speaking of earlier with regard to your energy field. You are magical in that respect as an empath, as a light worker, as a starseed, as a healer, as someone who's awakening to their sensitivities, okay? An awakening soul. An awakened soul, all right? And look what's at the bottom of the deck. Anger. They're specifically showing me the transmutation of anger. Anger is actually like, you know, anger is one of those things that in certain spiritual traditions and, you know, circles, it's like, oh no, we don't want to get angry. That's a negative emotion. That's really low vibrational. Anger is actually not that way. Anger is incredibly catalytic. It catalyzes us to action. How do we transmute it though? Anger is very powerful. So they're showing me the transmutation of also our anger and methods and how to do that. I feel like that could be like a whole other video. But essentially, we have to understand that it's about awareness first. This is how it starts. It's around awareness of the feeling. And for the sake of this reading, we're going to focus specifically on anger. This could be anger around the fact that you feel alone. Anger from a victimhood consciousness perspective. Anger from lack mentality, like not having enough. Why? Why me? Anger around that. And what they're showing me is that there is a reason for everything that you are experiencing in this moment, and consciousness and awareness is the transmutation of that. It is the beginning of the transmutation of that. When we are unconscious, we are not aware of that. We just kind of go through the motions of it, right? We're not aware that this is actually, it's fuel. It's fuel for transmutation. And having awareness around that allows you to do, specifically what they're showing me is the shadow work around why you're feeling that anger. Why are you feeling that anger? Is it the way that you were raised? Is it the things you think? Does that need to be addressed, right? And that's where the magic happens. That's where the transmutation happens. Now, that's a very, very brief example of something that can be a lot more, you know, very nuanced. Okay, so, but awareness is key. That's what they really want to emphasize. Because that literally could be a lifetime of, that could be like a whole course in and of itself of study, right? Like how to transmute, and there's levels to it. Like it just goes on and on and on. Like there's basic kind of transmutation, and then we get into the more intricate stuff, okay? Ride the waves as I cut the deck. Ride the waves. Life lessons and growth. You'll get through this. Okay, so this is a nod to this. Again, they're adding that to the transmutation. Even if you're feeling right now like this is just like, I don't even know where to start. Just start small. Start with awareness. All right. When you are an awakened soul, you realize that you came here to learn. You came here for life lessons. You came here to step more fully into your sovereignty and your power. Cosmic ocean. Current dreams, future realities, new beginning. Okay, they're drawing me back to the energy field now and taking care of our energy, because we are getting a lot of information in our dreams. Also showing me purification again with this. Oh, they're showing me purification, especially before bed, before sleep, in order to, tap into your dreams, to remember your dreams more clearly. Also, really want to emphasize here, calling in protection, or, you know, whatever guides you work with. And just as I said that, 2 cards popped out. Let me see what this is. You know, Archangel Michael is he's the man when it comes to this, okay? Like calling upon him for protection of your astral body as you sleep, as your physical body as you sleep in your bed, through your dream state, okay? Knowing that you are safe, purifying your energies, getting rid of any energies before you go to bed. That should just, like, I feel that if you're someone who is very sensitive to energies and you do that kind of work and you're, you know, meditating and this and that and connecting, really, really important that you're clearing your energy before you sleep, especially if you freaking dream, okay? Because that aids you in getting the proper rest too when you sleep. I mean, if we're on mission work though while we sleep, just a quick side note here, you're probably going to find that even though you're sleeping, you're tired, like to a certain degree. But it's important though, even for that, to make sure that you're clearing your energies and you're going in almost like with a clean slate. Like you took a shower, you know, you brush your hair, you brush your teeth nice and clean, you put a clean shirt on, that kind of energy, okay? Plunge, don't hold back. It's time. Go for it and dive in. They just keep on bringing in more of this clear, cleansing energy. That's what they keep on showing me with that. Like, look, we've got 2 examples here of just, they're literally saying like, dive into the water element, go for it, take those showers, take those baths, be around water. That is what they're really bringing through, the whale and orca elders specifically for that. Don't hold back. It's time. Go for it. Dive in. I'm curious if they want, yeah, they want to bring any kind of more information in with this particular card. They keep on just giving me this energy of freedom. This energy of feeling free. They're showing me, you know how if you're someone who really enjoys swimming, when you swim, and especially when you like swim naked, you skinny dip, you know, just that feeling of the water holding you and you're free to move in any direction you can, and you can jump in and you can dive in and you can go deeper, and that fun feeling. They want us to enjoy the water, like to have fun with it. They always bring this energy in. They're very, very fun. They can be really, really playful. Okay, so this goes back to kind of like lightening up our energy. That's actually energetic work is what they're showing me that we can do for ourselves. It raises our frequency, okay? Gentle force, consistency, persistence, patience, the long game. They're going back to the Commander Ashtar is speaking specifically about transmutation with this. Consistency is key. Doing the energy work is key. And there's an image here of a woman who is, it looks like she's meditating and she's looking into the water again. You see this woman here? And what's crazy is then we've got another woman looking into the water here. Water codes, ancient wisdom, the intelligence is within you. Okay. If you're feeling called to connect to the water element, this is a confirmation of that. These water codes, the ancient wisdom that is in water. Water holds memory. Water holds wisdom. Water is consciousness. And we're in Pisces season still. And this is a very, very good time energetically to really tap into this. And if it's not Pisces season and you are watching this, engaging with Pisces as a sign, as an archetype, with Piscean energy, studying it, reading about it, right? Meditating on it, even asking it to be activated within you, because we have all 12 signs in our charts, right? Even if we don't have actual planets placements in those signs, they're really emphasizing the intelligences within you. This also is a nod to the fact that the void very much to me is connected to water, the energies of water and the void. I'm getting more 8th house energy that had come through the last reading as well. The Scorpio energy of going deeper within, okay? Accessing the ancient wisdom within you, okay? I'm going to close out this reading. Oh, that was fast. I'm going to close out this reading by asking through Pamela's mini deck. Okay, so this is coming out of those limiting beliefs, victimhood mentality, consciousness, lack mentality, the 8 of Swords. And specifically, it's around this energy, not being alone, right? Not finding a tribe, feeling limited, like you don't have choices, all right? They're really asking us to go more deeper into that. Where do we need to address any kind of feeling of lack, any kind of feeling of not enough? Doing the work on that. There's a lot, and transmuting it specifically is what they're bringing through. It's a transmutation of these energies, of coming out of these limiting beliefs. And they want me to just, this is all they want me to do. Yeah, look, and then we've got the 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So this could also be around relationships, right? Again, coming back to this tribe energy, we've got the 3, like, both of these, all, oh, look at that. That wanted to pop out too. This is new beginnings. Okay, hold on. Let me just, because there was something in new, wasn't there, Cosmic Ocean had new beginnings. Yeah, okay, we're going to get to that in a second. So these two cards coming out in reverse, this is about synergy, right? Feeling though, these cards are about synergy is what I'm trying to say here. But when they come out in reverse, the Three of Pentacles coming out in reverse, this is an energy, again, focusing more on the physical, like you don't physically have people around you, souls around you who get you, who you feel are part of your tribe, but they do exist. You just necessarily maybe haven't found them yet in the physical, right? And with the Two of Cups in reverse, this is also, again, feeling emotionally like no one can relate to you. Nobody gets you, okay? And this is the thing. This is part of the process. This is part of the path of being an empath, a light worker, a starseed, a healer, someone who is awakened, awakening souls. A lot of energy is put into this 3D matrix to keep us asleep. So, of course, it's going to be difficult, right? For you to be able to, let's say, especially at the beginning when you first awaken, you know, you want to be able to share it with so many different people, and not everybody's going to get it. And that's okay, because the right people are going to get it, okay? So I'm going to just speak to this for 2 seconds. We've got two confirmations here of new beginnings, and it feels really tied here to finding your tribe, to finding the people that you are allied to, okay? Something is saying to me that you're probably seeing these people in your dreams, these souls in your dreams. When I say people, that's what I mean, because they're probably not even looking like people in your dreams. They could be looking like somebody else. You may be seeing their astral selves. You may be seeing aspects of them, right? Representing them, right? Like a particular spirit animal or something. But this is definitely a confirmation of that. This could also be mission work that you were doing on the astral with fellow tribe members. And when I say tribe members here, I mean like soul family, those who perhaps you are aligned to some kind of mission work with, okay? Huge confirmation here with that. That 10 of Wands. Okay, that Ace of Wands just popped out of the deck. Yeah, and they're telling me, okay, 10 of Wands, this is about, again, enough. It's enough. This feeling, they're also emphasizing here how this can feel very burdensome on our spirits, right? But this Ace of Wands is that new beginning. It's that spark coming through again of our spirit, right? Of our energy perking up. This is also a nod. They're showing me to, again, taking care and tending to our energy, and also transmutation with this Ace of Wands coming out. Okay, I'm going to end the reading there. Yeah, they want me to close out with the water codes. The wisdom is within you. Ancient wisdom going within, okay? And really embracing the energies of water and everything that that entails, okay? Yeah, of course, if that resonates with you, all right? Thank you to the Whale and Orca Elders. Thank you, Commander Ashtar. Thank you to the Venusians for coming through for this message. I thank you for being here, spending your time, your energy, sharing it with me in this space. I am sending you so much love wherever you are, in love and liberation, always.